retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Beat in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then taste it.
Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a long time since I have been live on YouTube. Oh my God, the energy here is unbelievable right now. And in case y'all don't know who I am, please allow me to reintroduce myself. We got some people over there in the background. What's going on? It's 90s Wrestling Con. We got a lot of great stuff going on today. And in case you forgot who I am, ladies and gentlemen, I am the one and only DJ Storms, and I would like to welcome each and every single one of you to my first stream in 5 months now? Let me tell you something. I could take a break for 5 months, 5 years, 5 minutes, but when I come back, it is always going to be an unbelievable moment. It is always going to be a moment filled with energy. It's going to be a moment filled with excitement because that's what I bring to the table. That is what others fail to bring to the table. This is what separates me from everyone else because I am inevitable. But I hope you guys have been having a great 2025 thus far. I hope you guys have been having one hell of a spring season. Hold on a minute. Look at this guy. This is an interesting surprise. You see, you never know who's going to show up. Ladies and gentlemen, one half. Matter of fact, both of the GTS World Tag Team Champions, Travis and Tony Cini. How you guys doing?
I mean, how can we be bad? We're here at 90s Wrestling Con, the hottest place to be right now. We're here with DJ Storms, the hottest channel on YouTube right now. And on top of that, we're the GTS Tag Team Champions. How can we complain? We're in the best spot ever right now. Come on, man.
Well, let me tell you something. It has certainly been one hell of a year for you both. And you recently just became the GTS World Tag Team Champions. If you can, let me ask you, what did this moment really mean to you?
Oh, it was that moment. I can't even explain it. I felt so many things when we won. It's been building up for so many months and fighting Adam's family and everything. It was just absolutely crazy when we won. I can't even express the feelings that we have. And I'm just so excited to be here and just so excited to now defend the tag team titles because they would belong to us anyway. So.
Well, let me tell you something. The tag team division here in the tri-state area has been heating up for quite some time. You have many tag teams. You got tag teams like the Audacity, tag teams like the Now, tag teams like the Silk City Kings, the Devout, so on and so forth. But I actually want to, and I'll go to Tony for this one. Since you're a part of Titan Championship Wrestling, are you guys looking to bring your brand of tag team warfare over to Titan?
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I mean, we got a good partner here in Ice-T, Cini. You know what? I had my differences with him in the beginning of the year, but we worked it out. Obviously, more than worked it out. We're the tag team champions of GTS. And if the tag team champions over at Titan want to run for their money, I mean, I got a Cini right here. We're ready to go.
Well, speaking of which, the Titan Championship Wrestling Tag Team Champions, Micah and Seth Cortez, the Audacity, they will be in action on May 17th. They'll be defending the tag team titles, and if they're able to make it past May 17th, they will be fighting none other than the Silk City Kings. This is Micah and Seth Cortez. They will be fighting Kenny Bangle and Bulldog Pittman in a Texas Tornado tag team match at my show, Off the Rails, on Saturday, May 31st, with the TCW World Tag Team Championships on the line. If I can, I would love to get both your predictions on this match. I'll go to you first. Who do you think has the advantage in this match?
I'm going to say the Silk City Kings are going to have the advantage in this match. Yeah, I'm gonna go with them.
Really? All right. Let's see if we have a difference of opinion here. Who do you think has the advantage?
You know, honestly, I'm familiar with the Silk City Kings. I know that they got what it takes, but this is the thing. I've been in the ring with the Audacity a few times now at Titan, and they've got that ruthlessness. They are a team. They are a true unit. And honestly, as much as I've had differences with them over the last few months, I got to give them the advantage on this one. They have those titles for a reason.
Can't really disagree with that. I'll tell you this, Off the Rails has been shaping up to be one hell of an event, and we have plenty of great matches, including one match that I'm very much interested in. This match right here. This is for the Loud East Lionheart Championship. This is Anthony Gangone and Adonis Stone. Anthony Gangone successfully defended the TCW Mob Fight TV American Championship back at Battle in the Borough on October 19th against Marcus Mathers. That was a first-time ever matchup, and Anthony Gangone managed to walk out victorious. This is a different story, though. First-time ever matchup between Adonis Stone and Anthony Gangone. If I get your predictions on this match.
I mean, I'm gonna have to go with the Italian guy, man. Anthony Gangone, he's gonna have to win that one. I'm definitely gonna go with that. Yeah.
Interesting here. I know that you've not been the fondest of Anthony Gangone, but if you can, let me hear your prediction on this match.
You know, both of these guys, just like I said before, and I'll say it again, Anthony Gangone and Adonis Stone, both of the greatest singles competitors on the Titan Championship roster. I would love to be in the ring with either one of them, but the fact that they're fighting each other, guys, you don't want to miss this match. Seriously. May 31st, 2025. Please don't miss this match, because I'm telling you, this is two of the best, maybe underrated stars in the independent scene right now, going at it live in New Jersey for you. And honestly, I know I'm kind of I'm twisted on this one. On Adonis Stone, I'm gonna have to go. I gotta say it. I almost said Gangone, but Adonis Stone, man, Adonis Stone, he's coming, man. I know his time is coming.
That is 3 weeks from now, actually. Yeah, 3 weeks from now. Yeah, it's going to come quick. I'll tell you, this year's already going quick. But we were just talking about this, Tony, and it's the fact that you actually knew me before you started wrestling full time. It was back during the Rescue Mania shows that Crowbar was producing back in the day, and I remember it very well. I believe it was a show in Lyndhurst where you and I met, and you saw me doing some interviews with some pro wrestlers. You said you wanted to sit down for an interview with me. I'm glad that we were able to make that come true tonight. But my final question, and then I'll let you guys go, because I know you guys got a lot of stuff to do, and you got a lot of preparation to do, especially with the tag team championships in your grasp. What are you guys looking to do in the future? What specific promotions are you guys looking to wrestle at in the future? And what tag team titles are you looking to grasp in the future as well?
Man, honestly, somebody told me once that if you have the gold, you're in a great position. And you know what? We want the gold no matter where we go. And Off the Rails, I don't know if you guys have a tag team division in the works, because I know that you have, the TCW tag team title match. I know you might have some other tag team matches brewing, but if Off the Rails has a tag team division, tag team championships, we might be interested in coming. So
I'll tell you what, Battle in the Borough this fall. We're looking at October 25th in the Elmwood Park Rec Center. I may just have to give you guys a call. Final thoughts from you, sir?
No, I just want to say I appreciate you for giving us the time to be on and doing all this. It's been a great convention. And, hey, if you want us there, I'll be there.
We greatly appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Tony Cini, thank you very much.
So much.
Good luck with everything, gentlemen.
The boyhood dream has come true.
And that's exactly why everyone wants a piece of the Stormsmeister, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, you know that when it comes to what I do at these types of shows, you never know who's going to show up. But I'm glad that we got into Off the Rails, because Anthony Gangone and Adonis Stone. Now, interesting fact about these two individuals. Interesting fact. These two individuals, they've never fought in a singles competition. However, they did face off one-on-one back at TCW's Hoboken Takeover show back in October of 2024. It was 1 week before Battle in the Borough, where Anthony Gangone and his sister in the Devout, Amity LeVay, they defeated Adonis Stone and Tiffany Avatar. That was the only time that Adonis Stone and Anthony Gangone have ever shared a ring together. Now, things are a little bit different. Anthony Gangone, he was a champion going into Battle in the Borough, successfully defending his championship against Marcus Mathers. Now, the story has changed. The roles are reversed. This time, Anthony Gangone is the challenger. Adonis Stone has elected to defend his Loud East Lionheart Championship against Anthony Gangone. And I'll tell you this, it is certainly going to be one hell of a contest, especially with how good Adonis Stone is. And it looks like we have a guest here once again. As per usual, you never know what's going to happen here on the DJ Storms channel. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the ISPW Manager of the Year and the official advocate for the Mat Mechanic, Eric Corvus, and the heavy metal hitman, Rick Recon. Rick Recon will be fighting Alex Reiman in the main event tonight at 90s Wrestling Con for the ISPW World Heavyweight Championship with this man in his corner, Mr. Toto Watam. Toto Watam, how are you today?
So Rick Recon is not currently the heavyweight champion in ISPW, but rest assured, after tonight, he will be leaving as 3-time ISPW heavyweight champion. That's because this year, I'm not on the other side of the guardrail like I've been the last couple. Rick is main eventing this show for the 4th year in a row, but this is the first time he'll have me in his corner. We've had an ongoing struggle, and I can see him right from here. I can smell him right from here. We've had an ongoing struggle with that no-tooth ragamuffin of an ISPW champ, Alex Reiman. Eric Corvus was unsuccessful a couple of weeks ago because he slipped on a banana peel. That's not happening tonight. We have the main event here at the Mennen Arena at 90s Wrestling Con. And tonight is his last night as the ISPW heavyweight champion. I just hope that you're okay with that, because I know you're a fan of Alex Reiman, aren't you?
Well, I've actually been an advocate for both Reiman and Recon over the course of the years. I've known Recon since 2022. As at this moment, I am not going to be taking sides because I am no professional wrestling manager. I am no professional wrestler. But I will say this. It does favor Rick Recon, seeing that he has main evented the Mennen Sports Arena for the last several years. And you're right. This is the first time that he's had you. But I do have to ask, and this could very well play a factor into tonight's match. Rick Recon may have main evented the last couple times here in the Mennen Sports Arena, but Rick Recon has never won a match in the main event of the Mennen Sports Arena. What will make tonight different, Mr. Toto Watam?
Well, where are you getting your information from, first of all?
History.
I'm not aware of that, but I guess that means it's time, right? It's time.
Possibly.
I'm with him. This is his first shot at the heavyweight championship since I've been associated with him.
Fair.
I don't see how we can leave here without that title, especially since I've had recent feuds going on with Alex Reiman and Eric Corvus. Eric Corvus knows all of his secrets, knows his maneuvers, and Eric Corvus has spoken to Rick Recon frequently about Alex Reiman. And Rick is now more prepared than he's ever been for a heavyweight championship match. As a matter of fact, Eric Corvus is on his way here tonight.
Really, Eric Corvus will be in the building for the huge event, that huge main event between Recon and Alex Reiman.
Breaking news here on the DJ Storms. What's the name of this show?
It's the Countdown to Off the Rails, which we'll be talking about in just a little bit.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, that is what I'm talking about.
So you may not be a wrestler.
I'm no wrestler.
You may not be a manager.
I'm not a manager.
But from what I understand, you are one of the up-and-coming promoters.
Some people call me that, yes.
In the independent wrestling scene.
That is correct.
That is correct?
And actually, I wanted to ask you about a match that Alex Reiman will be participating in. at the Off the Rails event. See, this match was actually supposed to take place at Battle in the Borough last October, but one man was hurt. This is a WrestleMania Heavyweight Championship match, the heart and soul of WrestleMania. Gunner Trash, who was bestowed the championship by Crowbar a little bit earlier last year, he is defending the championship against current reigning and defending ISPW World Heavyweight Champion at this moment, Alex Reiman. And Gunner Trash actually issued a challenge to Alex Reiman. If he can make it to Off the Rails with the ISPW World Heavyweight Championship in his grasp, then this match may very well become a title for title match. What are your thoughts on this match?
I've seen Gunner Trash recently in ISPW. I saw him as recently as like last week. We were at a show together, and I saw him prior to that in Rutherford, New Jersey at the Williams Center. Gunner Trash has never lost at ISPW. No, he hasn't.
Never been pinned.
He has not. And that is something that Alex is going to have to deal with. Now, from what I understand, that ISPW Heavyweight Championship will not be on the line, correct?
At this moment, no. But if Alex Reiman can make it to Off the Rails and he accepts, this match will become a title for title match. It is very possible it could be.
Well, I'm going to have to let Gunner Trash know that he has nothing to worry about. Why am I being announced right now?
I don't know. I think Franklin's a fan of you.
Oh, I see. A cosplay. So for those of you watching right now, some idiot is dressed up as me and has entered a cosplay contest. I mean, I think I...
Do you need to go handle business?
Nah, forget it. It's not worth my time. Anyway, Gunner Trash will not have to worry about the ISPW Heavyweight Championship because Alex Reiman will not have it with him, obviously, because after tonight, it's coming back with Rick Recon and I. But as far as this event goes, I see the talent that's on here, and I know you.
That's right.
Fans, you won't be disappointed. May 31st, okay? Elmwood Park. This is to benefit Elmwood Park Wrestling. This East Coast professional wrestling event that DJ Storms is putting together is something that I highly recommend for all of our listeners out there to come watch. I've been following DJ Storms for a couple of years, and I am a fan of his. I actually was a bigger fan when you were on the other side of the tracks, so to speak.
I mean, I wouldn't say that I was on the other side of the tracks, but regardless, I'll tell you this. Regardless of what people may think of you, I actually am an advocate for Toto with Tom. We'll have to see how that plays out later today when Rick Recon fights current reigning ISPW World Champion Alex Reiman. But my final question, I actually want to talk about Eric Corvus for a minute.
Please.
Because Eric Corvus, he has been trying to get on the right track. It seems as though Recon's been on the right track, but Toto with Tom, Eric Corvus, I don't know. Eric Corvus has been a little off of his game as of lately. Should Rick Recon get the World Championship tonight, could we potentially be looking at Eric Corvus going after Yosef L and the Tri-State Championship?
Well, I didn't know where you were going with that question. I thought you were going to say something else, but most definitely, Eric Corvus and Rick Recon, all right, they're on the same page. And Eric is definitely waiting for Rick Recon to win the heavyweight championship. As a matter of fact, Eric Corvus and Rick Recon will be tag teaming for the first time June 27th at the Parsippany PAL. So it's probably in their sights to win the tag team championships from the shot callers. Right now, Lawyer Lee has the Tri-State Championship tied up, okay, for Anthony, because he has a clause which says that Anthony must get as many title shots as he can before the end of the year. And right now, the Tri-State Championship doesn't look like in the cards for Eric Corvus. So, tag team championship, definitely.
Oh, looks like we could be having a new tag team in on the tag team title scene in ISPW. Well, Toto with Tom, it it has certainly been an eventful afternoon here in the Mennen Arena and 90s Wrestling Con. If anything, let me ask you this, and then I'll let you go because I know you have a lot of business to attend to. What can we expect from Team Total with Tom before the end of the night?
We can expect Rick Recon and Total with Tom validating everything we've been saying for the last 3 months. I promised Rick that I would bring him to this level. Rick used to be managed by Dave LaGreca.
Yes.
And of course, he's no longer here.
I like Dave LaGreca.
The manager of the year is no longer Dave LaGreca. The manager of the year is Total with Tom. So I am here to make sure that Rick Recon regains that title for a 4th time.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Total with Tom. I certainly hope that you have a wonderful afternoon and a wonderful night, and best of luck to your client, Rick Recon, in the main event tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. Total with Tom, he is certainly a colorful character, and I certainly appreciate him taking the time to show up here on the DJ Storms channel. We have plenty more to talk about. We're going to go over some Backlash predictions a little bit later on in the show. But one match that I actually like to talk about, we have a major women's match on the show. This is Kate Thorne. Kate Thorne, one of the fastest rising stars in the female pro wrestling scene in the tri-state area. She's taking on the temptatious Tiffany Grady. I'll tell you this, Tiffany Grady, she has certainly been a big, and I mean a really big influence in the New Jersey professional wrestling scene, especially when it comes to BPW. She recently just made her debut at Pro Wrestling Magic as well. And she's currently going back and forth with Tiffany Avatar. I'll tell you this, Tiffany Avatar and Tiffany Grady, certainly a rivalry that has stemmed quite a long time in the New Jersey professional wrestling scene. Now, I don't know who's going to win this. I don't know who's going to win this because I personally have not yet seen Tiffany Grady or Kate Thorne wrestle one-on-one. We've seen these two wrestle in the past several times, including several times in BPW. Last time I checked, I do believe that Kate Thorne got the most recent victory. And I'll tell you this, with Savage in the corner of Tiffany Grady, it is certainly not going to be an easy task for the thorn in everyone's side known as Kate Thorne. So anyone who might want to give their prediction on this match, please let me know. But women's action going down at Off the Rails, Kate Thorne and Tiffany Grady. It is going to be one hell of a contest. I hope you guys are having a great time so far. In case you guys have not yet done so, please make sure that you follow me on all platforms of social media. You can follow me on X and Instagram at HistoryMakerDJS. One more time, that is at HistoryMakerDJS. You can also follow me on Facebook as well. Check me out on Rumble. We're live on Rumble right now. Please make sure you check me out on YouTube. And of course, for collaborations and business inquiries, please send me an email. My email is, of course, StormsTakeOver@gmail.com. You can also like the official DJ Storms business page, and I may just send you an invite to join the official DJ Storms Posse group on Facebook, that is. Go check me out on all those platforms. You can also Venmo me. My Venmo is at DJ Storms, and my Cashapp is the DJ Storms. You guys would like some tickets for Off the Rails, you can pay me in advance, or you can call the number on the flyer. The number on the flyer reads 201-835-7482. And I would actually like to give a special shout out to Access Self-Storage. They are one of the official sponsors for Off the Rails and for the DJ Storms brand. My main man, Eric Lopez, over at Access Self-Storage. He is a wonderful individual, very, very, very big professional wrestling fan, and I greatly appreciate everything that he's done for me and what Access Self Storage has done for the DJ Storms brand. Listen to this ad very quickly, and I'll tell you why Access Self Storage is the #1 storage facility company for everyone in the state of New Jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the one and only DJ Storms, and today I'm back to pay a visit to my friends at Access Self Storage. Now, since 1976, the good people of Access Self Storage have been the originators and the innovators in the industry. Matter of fact, did you know that they opened up the first ever self-storage facility in the greater New York, New Jersey metro area? Well, now you do. Here at Access Self Storage, they listen to what the customer values most, and they provide things such as free moving trucks, individual door alarms, extended access hours, free package acceptance, and so much more. Oh, and with their storage units ranging from 5 by 5 feet all the way to 10 by 30 feet, the good people of Access Self Storage can handle almost anything you can bring to them. So come on in, see my main man Eric right here at their state-of-the-art Saddlebrook location, and tell him that DJ Storm sent you. Access Self Storage, often imitated, never duplicated. Everything else is just a hole in the wall. We greatly appreciate the good people of Access Self Storage for being official sponsors of the DJ Storms brand, and of course, for Off the Rails. I actually want to take a little bit of a deeper dive into this match. We were talking about, hold on a minute. This guy want to come on? I think this guy's got a big match coming up, actually. Come on. Well, listen, a lot of people hate him, but I don't. I actually like him. Ladies and gentlemen.
Well, that makes you a smart one.
I mean, I'm DJ Storms. I've been the smartest one of them all. Ladies and gentlemen, this man right here is Brandon Downey. He is part of The Chamber with Alex Reiman and Lugosi, and he's got a big match later tonight. He is facing Yosef Farrell for the ISPW Tri-State Championship. Yosef Farrell, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Yosef Farrell recently defeated Anthony last month at the Golden Ticket Rumble, which unfortunately Brandon Downey was eliminated from rather early, but every day.
Do you have to bring that up?
Well, I mean, it is a fact.
Do you have to bring that up?
Well, I mean, it is a fact.
You know what's a fact?
That I'm the best?
You know what's the facts? This year has been one of my best years in wrestling, and I'm going to add some gold to it tonight when I take that title from Yusef.
Well, it's certainly been a crazy year thus far. I mean, it's actually pretty crazy that we're almost 5 months through the year. Now, Yosef Farrell, I do have to ask you about Yosef Farrell a little bit. Yosef Farrell, we've seen him fight all of these different individuals here at ISPW, and most recently capturing his first championship at the Golden Ticket Rumble over Anthony. Anthony held that championship for 175 days. I believe it was the second longest reign as ISPW Tri-State Champion, right behind Ray Calitri. So what would it mean to you if you were able to defeat the man that defeated the second longest reigning Tri-State Champion in history?
Well, if I beat him, when I beat him, it's going to be the longest reigning ISPW Tri-State Champion, Brandon Downey.
Oh, well, we'll have to wait and see there. He's talking a big game. And listen, if this has been one of your best years in pro wrestling, I think a lot of people should be keeping an eye on this match. But I'm actually glad you showed up, because I actually wanted to talk to you about a match that involves one of your best friends. This is the Revolver Alex Reiman. He is taking on the Blue Collar Warrior Gunner Trash at Off the Rails for the Rescue Mania Heavyweight Championship. Now, this match was originally supposed to take place at Battle in the Borough, but it did not happen. It didn't happen because Gunner Trash was hurt. Recently, Gunner Trash was cleared. He was bestowed the Rescue Mania Heavyweight Championship by Crowbar to carry on the spirit of Rescue Mania all these years after the last show, which I called back in October of 2019. Gunner Trash, we recently just saw that he laid out a challenge to Alex Reiman to put the ISPW World Heavyweight Championship on the line should when he make it to Off the Rails with the championship. if I could just get your thoughts on what this match really means to you, and could we see Alex Reiman potentially put the ISPW World Championship on the line?
Well, Alex is a fighting champion, but the question shouldn't be, is Alex going to put the title on the line? The question is, will Gunner survive the revolver? Because this isn't even a challenge for Alex. I've seen him go against Dan Moff and Sean Donovan, guys who are more of a challenge than Gunner Trash.
We'll have to wait and see what Alex says. Hopefully we'll be able to get him on the show a little bit later on today. Now, I do have to ask. I know that you, Reiman and Lugosi, you've been sending shockwaves all throughout the professional wrestling scene here in New Jersey. I do have to ask. Could we potentially see, because I know that you and Lugosi have been trying to send some shockwaves in the tag team division. Could we potentially see the two of you fight for tag team gold at some point in the near future?
Is that even a question?
I would say it's a pretty good question.
Obviously, because Alex runs ISPW. Alex runs any company he steps in most of the time. Let's be real here. He does. But he runs the singles divisions. Me and Lugosi, when the time is right, will run the tag team divisions in professional wrestling.
Well, let me ask you this. Are you strictly focused on ISPW Tag Team Gold, or is there any other championships that you would be looking forward to fighting for in the near future?
I mean, of course, there's the ISPW Tag Team titles held by those clowns known as shot callers, who, by the way, the time me and Alex wrestled them, absolutely cheated to win. You can watch the footage. It's up on YouTube.
That was at WrestlePro, wasn't it?
No, that was at the Wrestling and Recovery event, a good cause event.
Oh, that's right. I remember that very well.
But since you bring up my home promotion of WrestlePro, at WrestlePro I have my own tag team partner, someone who I am the mentor to, in Jaden Mercer. Me and him definitely want to have the shot at those WrestlePro tag team titles. Why not?
Oh, listen, I will definitely be keeping my eye on you. I'll definitely be keeping my eye on you and Lugosi going forward. Brandon Downey, I greatly appreciate the time. Good luck in your tri-state title match against Mr. Yosef Farrell.
There ain't no luck when you're that damn good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brandon Downey, a part of the chamber. Well, he is certainly a colorful character, just like Toto Atom. It has certainly been an eventful day here. It looks like we could be having some more guests a little bit later on. It has certainly been one hell of a... hang on a minute. Looks like we do have some more guests. Ladies and gentlemen, Bad Chick, Vicious Vicky Venuto, the ISPW Women's World Champion, and Gabby Ortiz. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm fabulous. How are you?
I am doing phenomenal here. It's my first stream in like 5 months. It's been nuts. Vicky, how are you doing?
I'm great. This is the independent team bestie, by the way.
It's been pretty crazy. And not only that, you two have had one of the best rivalries in the ISPW Women's Division's history back in the day. I remember 2022 as if it was yesterday. You two went back and forth a lot for the ISPW Women's Championship. Just saying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was my life for a little while.
I know. I was about to say, you went through no-holds-barred matches, I Quit matches. It was actually at this event back in 2022. You successfully defended the championship, and you made your return here to ISPW.
I did. That was when I had an injury, and I came back, and I was like, hey, I want my title back. So I'm back.
It's certainly been it's certainly been a wild ride, and I can't even believe it's already been 3 years since then. But I actually want to ask you a couple questions, because you're now a 6-time ISPW Women's World Champion. I at this point, I think you may as well be the ISPW Women's Division at this rate. There may very well be no one else that's going to hold a candle to you in the near future. But today, you actually have a match against one individual that it's kind of been a thorn in your side for the last 6 months. I'm talking about Clara Carreras. Yeah, I know. You've gone through multiple different matches, including a last woman standing match, if I'm not mistaken. And it's been probably one of the greater women's feuds that we've seen here in ISPW in quite some time. So if I may ask, what is the strategy tonight? Or is there any different strategy tonight towards beating her?
Yeah, I mean, the strategy is just to retain my title at all costs and finally get rid of that pesky Clara Carreras, because I've literally had it up to here. It's to the point where it's like, okay, like, you're a tick. Like, I need a pair of tweezers. Maybe Gabby can help me.
I was about to say, I don't know. We could get some assistance from Gabby Ortiz here.
Well, I genuinely don't like Clara Carreras, so I will put my differences aside with you to help you out if you need me to, because I like her.
Yeah, Clara's not necessarily the most popular woman here in ISPW. I've been keeping an eye on that. I've heard a lot of women say that they don't really want her here anymore. But speaking of women, there's actually an all-women's ISPW show going down at the end of the month on May 30th. I actually wanted to get both of your thoughts on that. I'll start with you, Gabby. What are your thoughts about this all-women's show? What does it mean to you?
I think Bell to Bell did it first, so jot that down. But I am excited about it because the more women's promotions and the more women in wrestling that are being talked about and seen, the better. So I am excited for it. I will probably show my face there if I have off that day. So we'll see.
I don't know. I think that you're going to have to watch out for her because it's been quite a while since you've been the ISPW Women's World Champion, and I can only assume that you want your championship back.
Of course, I'll take any championship.
But let me ask you, what does this all-women show mean to you?
All-woman show, I think it's badass. I think any company that promotes women and just women, should be applauded because we do work so hard. And I think now women's wrestling is much grander than it once was. And I think we're being appreciated more for what we do. And that I can kick a guy's ass too. So, right?
And then that is why I am not a wrestler and I'm not trying to be. But I actually want to talk about one women's match that's taking place at the end of this month at my show, Off the Rails, on Saturday, May 31st, 2025. Temptations Tiffany Grady is taking on one of the fastest rising female stars on the New Jersey independent wrestling scene right now. This is Kate Thorne. I want to know, have you ever fought either one of these individuals? And if so, who do you think has the advantage in this match?
I'm not super familiar with either of them. I know Kate Thorne. I don't know the one on the right. She looks very strong. But
Yeah,
I know Kate.
she is. Yeah, Tiffany Grady, she has been sending some shockwaves, especially in Battlefield Professional Wrestling. I believe that's Alpha Junior's promotion, if I'm not mistaken. Now, me personally, I don't know. Is it youth or is it experience that's going to reign supreme?
Who has the experience?
That would be Tiffany Grady.
All right. I know Kate from Bell to Bell from our promotion, and I think she has the upper hand because I know her.
All right, looks like youth is going to trump experience. But let me ask you now, Kate Thorne, in my eyes, for 20 years old, 21 years old, probably one of the most fluid and intense women's wrestlers I've seen at that age. If I could ask, who do you think has the advantage in this match?
I'm going to go Kate Thorne. I've been in the ring with Kate Thorne. I know Tiff Grady too. I know she's super strong. She's more of a powerhouse, but Kate Thorne's got my win on this. She's a dancer. So she comes from a background of footwork and being fluid. So being in the ring with her myself, I could say she knocked me off my feet a few times. I got the win on her, but she caught me by surprise. So I'm going to go Kate.
Could we potentially see Kate Thorne and ISPW fighting for the ISPW Women's World Championship?
I would love to see that one day, yes.
Oh, looks like we could very well have a challenge being thrown out there. But last question to you. What can we expect from Gabby Ortiz in the near future?
Well, I'm going to be a goddamn movie star.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, can we get any hints at what films?
So the film I'm working on now is called The First State of Fear with Clock Out Films. It is a fun, campy horror movie.
Really?
We're filming it in Delaware. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I'm excited for everyone to see it. And also I'm going to be wrestling sometimes too.
Of course. Well, where can we watch it when it's done?
We are workshopping it around to different places, different streaming services now. But the productions of last movie was on Tubi, so it'll most likely be on Tubi when it's ready.
Perfect. I'll be taking a look at that. Thank you very much for your time. Vicky, last thoughts from you. What can we expect from Vicky in the near future?
Being on your TVs weekly, because I think that I am the most overlooked, underutilized, independent talent on the scene today. And mark my damn words, I'm putting pen to damn paper before I drop dead.
Let me tell you, some people, you are not going to want to take your eyes off Vicious Vicky Venuto. We've been trying to actually get you on this show for the last 3 years. Finally, thank you for the time.
Thank you.
Good luck in your match. Thank you very much. It has been one hell of a day so far. Telling you, I actually was able to get some Jersey mics. How you doing, sir? Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right, man. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. I'm actually talking to one of my friends right over here. Hey, listen, I got some merch for you right here if you're interested. Wristbands are actually cheapest, and I actually got my own show coming up. ECPW and myself, we're working together to put together this big show called Off the Rails, and we got multiple different championships from multiple different promotions being defended. I'm actually live right now if you want to say something. Hey, come on right over here. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, what's your name, my friend?
Oh, I'm Tim. I'm the artist formerly known as Timothy Plasma or Orlock. I used to be an ECPW wrestler. I'm retired now. I make all their posters. I'm a photographer now.
Hey, let me tell you something. You want to talk about multitasking? This is the guy for it. Well, it has been a crazy day here. I mean, all sorts of amazing legends from the 90s. And, of course, we got some ISPW action later on today. We got a world championship match with Alex Reiman and the heavy metal hitman Rick Recon. Who do you think's walking out victorious there?
I think Ryman's going to retain it. I've wrestled him in the. He's a tough kid.
And, you know, Reiman, he could very well be the ISPW World Heavyweight Champion by the time we get to Off the Rails, because he is going to be fighting none other than Gunner Trash. And it could very well become a title match. If I could just get your thoughts on this. Who do you think is going to win this match? Will it be Gunner or will it be Reiman?
I think Reiman again. Gunner's a really good friend of mine, too. Frenemies. Used to wrestle him back in the day. Tough match. It's going to be a good match.
Well, that's what we're looking to do. We're always looking to put on some great professional wrestling, especially to benefit the New Jersey Elmwood Park professional wrestling team. It's what it's all about. And I'll tell you this, when it comes down to it all, Elmwood Park will be the place to be. But hey, I greatly appreciate your time. Certainly a pleasure talking to you. And I hope that you have an amazing day. Gotta love it, people. You gotta love it. Plenty of great talent here at the ISPW shows. And we got plenty of great action coming to you later today. Not only do we have a women's championship match, not only do we have a tri-state title match, not only do we have a world title match, but the Shining Star Ray Kalitri, he will be going one-on-one with the son of the sun, Leo Sparrow. Now, Leo Sparrow's tag team partner, GKM, unfortunately suffered an injury. He suffered an injury a couple months back. I believe he blew out his ACL. He's currently recovering. Thoughts and prayers to you, Mr. GKM, if you're watching. I greatly appreciate the time that you've given me in the past, and I certainly hope that you get back to 100% sooner rather than later, because I love to see you wrestling for ISPW again. Of course, Leo Sparrow, he is carrying on the spirit of the Birds of the Sun, and he will be fighting the Shining Star Ray Kalitri, who recently just became a two-time Golden Ticket briefcase winner back at the ISPW Golden Ticket Rumble last month in Totowa, New Jersey at the Elks Lodge. Now we're also going to dive a little bit more in depth into the tag team title match. But before we dive in depth to the tag team title match, I would actually like to give out another shout out. I'd like to give out another shout out to another one of our sponsors. And another one of our sponsors we're talking about is My Laundry Room. My Laundry Room in Elmwood Park, New Jersey. Now, I'll tell you this. My Laundry Room also sponsored Battle on the Borough. My Laundry Room, a great laundromat, and I know that there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of people out there, including a lot of New Jerseyans out there, that do not want to spend a lot of money on washers and drying machines. They don't. But I'll tell you what, you don't have to spend a lot of money on washers and drying machines, because all you need to do is take a spin on over to My Laundry Room. They got great prices. That way, you don't have to worry about spending $400, $500 on cheap and slacky, if you will, washers and dryers. And I know we have Slam Pigs podcast in the chat right now. Mark Donovan, yes, Mark Donovan says hello. And I know that Mark Donovan will be coming to us for Off the Rails. Hold on a minute. Look at this.
Hello.
ISPW's top tier announcer, Brandon Downey, get out of here.
Hold on. This guy just said, I'm going to lose. Have you not seen me wrestle? I am better than Yusef. I am going to win that tri-state title, you son of a...
Well, Brandon Downey, obviously full-fledged and focused going into his match against Yosef Harrell. But, ladies and gentlemen, this man right here is ISPW's top-tier ring announcer, the incomparable, the indisputable Franklin. Undisputed ISPW ring announcer, Mr. Franklin. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty well. Great day here at the Mennen Arena in Morristown, New Jersey. We're having a great time in a cosplay contest, some trivia. We got some Jeopardy later on. It's a great day.
I'd actually like to know, how many times did you answer the trivia questions with John Cena?
I choose not to answer under my Fifth Amendment rights.
Is that the Fifth Amendment? I'll have to take a look at that. I need to take a deeper dive into that. I have not read the Constitution in a long time. But regardless, I'll tell you this. We have one hell of a show today. Yes, I actually just went over the fact that the Shining Star Ray Kalitri, two-time ISPW Golden Ticket Rumble winner, he will be taking on none other than the Son of the Sun.
The one to become.
Yes, Leo. Yes, Leo Sparrow. I can see him right over here. Leo Sparrow, I'll tell you this. He's carrying the spirit of the Birds of the Sun with him, with GKM as well, because GKM, he's currently out. He's injured. He recently had a knee injury a couple months back. As I already stated, we are all praying for you, GKM. If you're watching us right now, we hope you get better ASAP. We'd love to see you back in an ISPW ring. But I actually like to get your thoughts on that match. What do you think we can expect between Ray Kalitri and Leo Sparrow?
I expect nothing less than an incredible match. I'm a big fan of Ray Kalitri, despite his efforts to have me not win the golden ticket. That's for another time.
Yeah, you were fighting in that match. What happened?
I was supposed to. That's right, I was supposed to. But then Conquistador decided to poke his head in business that doesn't belong in.
Kalitridor.
You could say that. But, he's facing the Son of the Sun, the one to become Leo Sparrow, a former ISPW Tag Team Champion. This is the match I've been waiting to see for a long time. I've been a big fan of both for quite some time. So for them to go one-on-one, I am very excited for tonight. I do have to say, as much as I love Leo, Kalitri has not been afraid to bend the rules to get the job done tonight. So we may see a shining star shine bright tonight.
And, another shining star, obviously, has been Vicky Venuto. She is a record-setting six-time ISPW. Yes.
Never let me forget it. 6 times.
I know. You never let anyone's gonna forget that. I actually don't think anyone's going to be able to top that record here in ISPW. But she is actually fighting an individual that has been quite a thorn in her side. I actually just recently had her on the show. She's looking to end this feud once and for all and move on from Clara Carreras. What are your thoughts going into this match?
These two have been at each other's throats since September, I believe, at Pandemonium. No, not Pandemonium at PAL. I'm so sorry. That's not the event.
December, actually.
December, that's what it was. Yes, we're in Woodland Park, correct?
Yeah, that was the first show that ISPW did in Woodland Park.
Yeah, so those two have been at it for about 5 months now. We've seen them go back and forth. Will tonight be the night where it all ends? Or will maybe we get a new champion? Maybe the evil Chica continues her evil ways? I guess we have to wait and see.
She's going to continue those evil ways regardless. But I'll tell you this. We do have a big match going on later tonight. in the main event, it is the heavy metal hitman, Rick Recon, versus the Revolver, Alex Reiman. Now, a little history here. Alex Reiman has never beaten Rick Recon at ISPW.
Until tonight.
Well, there's another piece of information that you need to take into consideration. The fact that Rick Recon, he has been main eventing the Mennen Arena for 3 straight years now. However, he has never won the main event of Mennen Sports Arena. So that is what I want to ask you. Do you think that that's going to play into effect tonight? Or do you think that Rick Recon's finally going to put those demons behind him and he's going to become a record-setting 3-time world champion? Because there's not many people that can say they held the ISPW World Championship 3 times or more.
So here's the thing. Do I think it'll get into his head? No, absolutely not. That's not the problem with this equation. There's a third man I'm worried about.
I have a feeling I know who it is.
Mr. Total Tom. If you were here today at 90s Wrestling Con at Mennen Sports Arena, I made it very clear that Total Tom's track record, not that great. How many times have we seen come into the Total Tom camp?
Well, to be quite honest with you, his track record hasn't been too great with Eric Corvus, but Rick Recon, he seems to be immune to the Total Tom curse, if you will.
He may be, but I think it ends tonight. I don't have much time because I have to get back to my announcing duties, but Total Tom, don't screw it up again.
Well, hopefully Total Tom's not going to screw up tonight, because if so, it's not going to be a good night for him. But thank you very much, Franklin. He is fantastic at what he does. I greatly appreciate him taking the time to make a stop right here on the DJ Storms channel. There is plenty, and I mean plenty more great material coming your way. And I actually want to talk. Talk a little bit about a tournament. That's right. We have a tournament, not an ISPW tournament. No, not an ISPW tournament. We got a big tournament going down at Off the Rails. Big tournament coming down at Off the Rails. It is for the Savage Heavyweight Championship. That's Tommy Fierro right there, the promoter of 90s Wrestling Con. I greatly appreciate him. And before we hold on a minute, we may be getting another guest sooner rather than later. So hang tight, ladies and gentlemen. But before we get any more guests, it is imperative to remind you guys that me personally, I agreed to sign off on this tournament. Specifically because of the fact that Savage, even though he's not necessarily the sharpest tool in the shed when it comes to negotiating, I greatly appreciate the fact that he has been able to persuade me. He was able to change my mind on this tournament. But the catch is pretty simple. His only client is Ox Adams. He's the only individual that he gets to select for this tournament. I have taken it upon myself to pick the other 3. And as you can see, the tournament reads as follows. Trey Felipe, he will take on Ox Adams, while Troy Locke will take on, representing Titan Championship Wrestling, PJ Savage. Hold on a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we have our biggest guest so far. Ladies and gentlemen, the longest reigning Pro Wrestling Magic World Heavyweight Champion of all time and World Heavyweight Champion and the current reigning ISPW World Heavyweight Champion. This is the Revolver, Alex Reiman. I'm actually very happy that I got you on the show. I want to start off with, first and foremost, what does being the ISPW World Champion really mean to you?
This is everything to me. This is, I started working here a little over a year ago, and very fast, I moved up the ranks to become ISPW Heavyweight Champion. Unfortunately, the circumstances of why I won it, with GKM getting hurt, was not ideal. It's not how I wanted to become champion, but when the opportunity knocks, you have to answer. So with that said, I've taken on any and all comers, whether it was Anthony, the A-plus player, whether it was Marcus Mathers, the WWID, talent, whether it was LSG, whether it's Rick Recon tonight at 90s Con. I'm taking on any and all challenges.
Yeah, that's actually what I wanted to ask you about first, because Rick Recon tonight, it's a little bit of a tough match to call for me personally, and I'll explain to you why. Simply because of the fact that, number one, even though you are the ISPW World Heavyweight Champion and you've represented that championship incredibly well, you've defended it against everyone that has come into your path. However, last time that you and Rick Recon fought, you gave him a nice little shiner, busted him open near his nose area, but he ended up walking out with the World Championship. However, on the flip side, I have been watching ISPW for quite a few years. Rick Recon has main evented the Mennen Arena 3 years in a row, but he's never won the main event of Mennen Arena. So I do have to ask, what are your thoughts going into this match with Rick Recon after I laid out all that?
So, yes, the last time we were in a one-on-one situation, yes, he did beat me. With a stroke of luck, he found a way to pin the revolver. But the funny thing about luck is it runs out. Talent beats luck 99.99% of the time, and you already saw the 0.001%. All right? Rick, he's a two-time ISPW champion. I've already done more in 2 months than he's done in 2 reigns. He talks about a bar that he magically set for this company. Yes, he did set a bar, and he said I couldn't reach it. Yeah, Rick, I couldn't reach it because I'm standing over it. Unfortunately for Rick, he's hanging on. And this championship is a life preserver for him. It's a life preserver. And I'm going to be the one that takes it away from him.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see a little bit later on tonight, should that prophecy come true. But one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to have you on the show specifically was because of the fact that you are going to be making a little trip to Elmwood Park, New Jersey on Saturday, May 31st at Off the Rails, hosted by yours truly and, of course, ECPW. And this match right here, this is a match that is 8 months in the making. This match was supposed to take place at Battle in the Borough, but your opponent at Off the Rails, Gunner Trash, he was unfortunately injured. He was not medically cleared to compete. Now he is fully healthy. He is the Rescue Mania heavyweight champion. He has carried on the heart and soul of Rescue Mania since early last year when Crowbar bestowed that championship on him. I called the last Rescue Mania. I was there when he beat Bruno, the man that beat you, to become Pro Wrestling Magic World Heavyweight Champion. A little bit of a coincidence there. But recently we saw him issue out a challenge to you, and it was for you, if you are able to make it to Off the Rails with that ISPW Heavyweight Championship in your grasp, that you would put the ISPW Heavyweight title on the line against him. And for everyone watching across the medias, I'm going to play this promo for you right now, and you will hear Gunner Trash's thoughts on Rick Recon and the challenge that he issued out.
Wrestling fans, you are talking to professional wrestling's blue-collar professional wrestler and the Rescue Mania heavyweight champion, Gunner Trash, with a huge announcement. My man DJ Storms bringing his brand of professional wrestling back to Elmwood Park, New Jersey on May 31st with an event called Off the Rails, where yours truly will be defending the Rescue Mania Championship against none other than I know you're watching this now, and I just want to say congratulations on a heck of a run. First, you were Pro Wrestling Magic's heavyweight champion. Now and currently, ISPW heavyweight wrestling champion. Kudos and congratulations, man. You have truly reached the top. Unfortunately, when you reach the top, there's only one place to go, and that is down. Because that's exactly what's going to happen if you think for 1 second you're going to take away my Rescue Mania heavyweight championship. Sure, I know what you're thinking going into our match. 46-year-old man, supposedly can't hang, supposedly injury prone, and supposedly at the end of his rope. You say when you take your shot, you never miss. Well, now it's my turn. I'm going to take my shot. I'm going to challenge you, Alex. I'm going to make you dig deep in your soul. And I challenge you to put the ISPW Heavyweight Wrestling Championship on the line in our match in Elmwood Park at Off the Rails, May 31st. Title for title. Will you step up to the plate? I guess only time will tell. I'll see you around, kid.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you heard, Gunner Trash has laid out the challenge. It is a huge match going down. And as we can see, we do have someone watching us, and we will get to him in just a little bit. But if I could get your thoughts.
You're gonna get to me right now. You're gonna get to me right now.
Now, ladies.
Now, this is a podcast. Now, this is an interview. Hi, Alex. How are you? What's up, champ?
We were in the middle of something.
Were you?
We were in the middle of
Were
something.
you in the middle of?
Yes.
Fill me in. What were you in the middle of?
Well, I was actually just talking to Alex Reiman about two things specifically. Number one, his title defense against Rick Recon tonight at 90s
Title I
Wrestling.
successfly defended against you last weekend.
And of
Because
course,
Sean Donovan got in the mix. You do know that, right? You do realize that, right? And you know that's a title that I never lost. I never got pinned for that title. So
no, he's actually right. Rick Recon pinned GKM in a triple threat match to win that championship. He's right.
You would know that if you knew your history of the ISPW
I'm
heavyweight.
just so used to you getting hurt. Just so used to you getting hurt.
You know what? Check out this outfit, man. Look at this. This is fashion. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. This is fashion right here.
Like
look
a bowl
at that.
of pea soup.
Look at that. Look at that. You wish you could look this good, Alex. Not even on my worst day.
Well, before we get to Alex's answer to Gunner Trash's challenge, I actually wanted to ask you something, Mr. Kalitri.
Why are we letting him hijack my time? My time is precious. I gave you my time. He comes over waltzing in, doesn't even wait for his interview. You had him slotted for later than me, and now you're going to start asking him questions.
It won't last long, Mr. Revolver, and on top of that,
about him.
On top of that, anything can happen on this channel.
You're on Poppy's time.
This is not
You're on Poppy's time.
This is not your world. I
ISPW.
came in and I took over. You were here before me. I'm going to be here after you, son. Listen.
Everybody knows that ISPW. Put up the title so the people can see the title. What does that mean right there? It's still Poppy's world. You understand?
All right, listen, gentlemen. Please.
Says independent superstars of pro wrestling.
Please keep the decorum here, please, gentlemen. But
decorum, he can't even spell that.
You don't even know what it means.
But Mr. Kalitri, you actually have a big match coming up a little bit later on against the son of the sun, Leo Sparrow. If I could just get your thoughts on this match.
So it is the 2025 ISPW Golden Ticket Rumble winner against 2025 ECWA's Super 8 winner. It's a match that I am looking forward to. And you got to be careful because you know what? Even let's say even if you do beat Rick, let's just say even though you might beat Rick.
When I do,
let's
use proper phrasing.
I'm gonna slide in.
You can slide in anywhere you want,
and I'm gonna steal it from you. Right
slide in, they're
nose.
carrying you out.
Right underneath your nose.
I'm coming.
You know what?
And I'm going out.
You know what? Continue your interview, champ. I'm done. I am the international shining star right here in ISPW's WrestleCon. Enjoy the rest of the interview, champ. Enjoy the rest of the interview, champ.
Don't touch me.
I'll see you later. Be good. I'm good here.
I do apologize about that. I certainly was not planning on that.
Now, first of all, you sit here and you ask me to come do an interview. Then you have me sit through a 2.5 minute promo that I had to sit through on my own personal time, burning my time once again with the Gunner Trash, which he was so excited to cut the promo. He didn't even get out of his car. That was awesome. And then you give my interview time to someone else.
I certainly wasn't planning on that.
Lucky I don't charge by the hour. I should start, though. Now, to the task at hand. Gunner Trash, May 31st, Off the Rails, Rescue Mania Championship, ISPW Championship, Reiman 2 belts. It's not a spoiler, it's a premonition. I saw it in the stars, son. And it's funny. Gunner, you sit there and you talk about faith. For you, I hope your God forgives because the revolver doesn't. You and I are friends. We go back way, way back, Gunner. But unfortunately, professionally and personally, I'm two different people. And you've yet to meet me professionally. In that ring, I'm an assassin. In that ring, I'm the most dangerous form of myself. In that ring, I am the most dangerous weapon in all of independent pro wrestling today. And in that ring, I love collecting two things, bodies and gold. And you seem to have both that I'm looking for.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it seems as though we do have ourselves an official title for title match going down at Off the Rails. Reiman, I do apologize about Ray Calitri one more time. I'm sure that Ray
Don't
Calitri...
apologize. Don't be sorry. Just be better.
That's what I plan on doing. I look to be better every day.
I'll see you May 31st.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, it is certainly not an easy job. I will tell you that. It is certainly not an easy job with everything that I do. But it looks like we have ourselves an official title for title match going down Saturday at Off the Rails 2025. Excellent, excellent stuff. But let us talk about the Savage Heavyweight Championship Tournament, and then we'll get into some Backlash predictions. As you can see, my three picks, PJ Savage, Troy Locke, and Trey Felipe, they will be involved in this tournament. Ox Adams, he is going to have to work twice as hard if he is looking to walk out with the Savage Heavyweight Championship. But we do have a couple of promos, one specifically from Trey Felipe and one from Troy Locke. I'm going to play those for you momentarily. But before we get to those promos, I hope that you guys have been having a fantastic time so far. We are over an hour into the stream. Please make sure, if you haven't already done so, like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure that you check out all the links in the description. Be sure that you hit the super chats, the super stickers, and the super thanks as well, because it helps me, helps a lot of people, that's for sure. But let us hear a few words from Trey Felipe ahead of his debut in Elmwood Park, New Jersey at Off the Rails.
Ladies and gentlemen, this message is being brought to you by the freshest athlete in the game, the Freshly Trey Felipe. Started to take some time right before training. Also, as you can see, I'm outside, fresh air. Friendly reminder, go touch some grass. Unlike my opponent who decided to do, his promotional video in a cage, garage, basement, I don't know, something else. I don't know. Anyway, May 31st, the Freshly Trey Felipe versus Ox Adams. On paper, your basic speed versus power, but it's nothing but basic. You know why? Because I know damn well that Ox Adams has never wrestled anyone like me, because there is no one like me. And if you don't know by now, May 31st, Elmwood Park, you're gonna get familiar.
Well, Trey Felipe, he is certainly motivated to make history at Off the Rails on May 31st. He will be competing in the first round against Ox Adams. And if he can make it past Ox Adams, he will either fight Troy Locke or PJ Savage. Now, Troy Locke, he has been more motivated than ever, considering that he just lost the Pro Wrestling Magic Junior Heavyweight Championship to one of his friends, V. Daniel. V. Daniel, of course, he is currently caught up with his former tag team partner, Eden. And that right there, if you guys have been keeping an eye on Pro Wrestling Magic, you are going to be thoroughly enthralled with everything that V. Daniel and Eden have going on. But let's hear a few words from the Plexorcist, Troy Locke.
I shine a light, I guide a way, I perform miracles. Let me bestow some wisdom upon you from the ancients. Whenever you're feeling lost, look up. PJ Savage, when you're looking up at the stars, seeking guidance, read them and weep. Because May 31st, you are walking in the front runner, the favorite to win the Savage Heavyweight Championship. But your career is going off the rails because you are stepping in the ring with the miracle worker, the plexorcist, Troy Locke. And I am walking out Savage Heavyweight Champion. Believe.
Well, Troy Locke, he is looking to make believers out of everyone at Off the Rails on Saturday, May 31st. If Troy Locke can defeat PJ Savage, ultimately he will advance to the finals against Trey Felipe or the 7-foot, 350-pound Ox Adams. If you guys got any predictions as to who is winning the Savage Heavyweight Championship tournament, please leave your predictions in the comments below. But ladies and gentlemen, we are over an hour and 10 minutes into the stream right now. We have Backlash tonight. Backlash tonight is going down in St. Louis, Missouri, in the Enterprise Arena. And we have got a pretty solid lineup tonight. Let us talk about the matches that we got going on tonight in St. Louis after 90s Wrestling Con is over. Well, first things first, we got ourselves a huge, and I mean a huge, match with Pat McAfee and Gunther. Now, I complained about it in depth, not on a stream, but I did complain about it in depth on social media. I was not too pleased with the ending that we saw at WrestleMania. I said it once, I'll say it again. Jey Uso is not a world champion. He should have never won the World Heavyweight Championship. And the way that they did Gunther was absolutely terrible. But regardless of that, we are where we are. Now we got Gunther versus Pat McAfee going down tonight in St. Louis at Backlash. Now, originally, I thought it was unsanctioned. It didn't come up as unsanctioned. It just came up as a regular singles match. I find that kind of stupid, if you ask me. But it is what it is. Can't really do too much about it. Now, I know that it's not necessarily the most ideal situation. I get it. It's not necessarily the most ideal situation, but from what we've seen from Pat McAfee, I think we should give this match at least a little bit of a chance. And ultimately, we are going to get a solid contest. You may not like Pat McAfee. I'm not necessarily the biggest Pat McAfee fan. You may not like Gunther. You may find Gunther boring. I'll call you a fucking retard if you do. But at the same point in time, Gunther is a very good professional wrestler. He's a very good heel. And then you got Pat McAfee. And from what you've seen, there's Randy. How you doing? What's going on, man? Hey, Front Row Mafia. Greatly appreciate the Front Row Mafia crew. But you may not like Pat McAfee, but at the same point in time, the last few times that we've seen Pat McAfee fight, he's put on very, very, very good matches with the likes of Austin Theory, the likes of Baron Corbin, the likes of Adam Cole. So in the end, who knows? Maybe at the end, it could very well end up being match of the night. Not even lying to you. It could very well end up being the match of the night, if anything. Now, who's going to win? It's quite obvious. In no way, shape, or form should Pat McAfee be beating Gunther. Pat McAfee is not going to beat Gunther. No reason for Pat McAfee to beat Gunther. Gunther wins. After that, I don't really know what happens. Hold on a minute. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I had a feeling he was going to show up at some point. Well, you know, we have
the long-winded one over there just cannot shut up ever. So, I was just waiting for that to be done and over with. So, how you doing? I am here. Had that mad rush of fans at the end. They needed, signatures, sign their boobs, and all that fantastic stuff. So I'm here. So I'm sure you want to ask me all the questions in the world.
Yeah, I was actually about to say, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who this is, this man right here, he's the heavy metal hitman, former 2-time ISPW World Heavyweight Champion, king of ISPW winner. This is Rick Recon. He's been on this show a couple times now, and I've known him for quite some time. Now, Rick, I do have to ask, this is the third straight year that you're main eventing the Mennen Sports Arena. It's certainly been one hell of a year already. I know that you have been involved with Toto Tom for about 6 months now. You've been involved with Toto Tom for about 6 months now. It has been a fairly successful year for you, I would say. I don't believe that you have lost a match since Toto Tom has become your manager.
There's one or two actually. There's probably one, but I absolutely nipped that in the bud really quick. I said, "Nope, you have a very short leash, my friend." So I'm not going to accept mistakes. I'm not accepting anything. So if in any way, which he won't, but if in any way he costs me anything, that's it. I'm done. I don't have time for baggage. I don't need to carry people, on my my star. I don't need to do it. I'm not bringing people in the spotlight or the limelight with me unless they deserve to be there. So he's been doing what he should be doing because I taught him how to do it. See, the thing, no one wanted to teach him anything. No one wanted to show him anything. They just said, figure it out, because they thought he was an idiot. So I saw something in him, and I said, okay, Tom, let's do some business. And business has been really good. As you said yourself, it's been good. I honestly think it would be better if it was just me and him. No offense to Corvus, but I don't see him here. I don't see him in most of the events. It seems like when he's there, I tend to have a hard time or lose. Just like I lost the Golden Ticket Rumble. And he was there.
But you were not pinned, though.
I was not pinned. No. I got eliminated, yes. It would have been nice if he helped me a little better, but it is what it is. And this is it. See, that's the funny thing, is people like Kalitri, people like Reiman, they need spots given to them. They need a briefcase to win. I don't. I just go and do it and earn the spot. Main event 3 years in a row. What's that tell you?
Well, I actually do want to talk about that specifically because tonight's match is rather interesting. Alex Reiman has never beaten you in ISPW. He's never pinned you. The last time that you and Alex Reiman fought one-on-one was actually back in September. This was back on Labor Day, and this was a contest where you were given a scar right above your left eyebrow, and you were bleeding partially from your nose. Now, the interesting thing is this. He has never pinned you, but I would be remiss if I didn't bring this up. This is your third straight year main eventing the Mennen Sports Arena, but you have never won the main event of the Mennen Sports Arena. Now, listen, you know me as an individual that has a great amount of professional and personal respect for you, that I don't mean any offense whatsoever, but I do have to ask, with that being added into the scenario, what can we expect tonight in the main event?
Well, third time's a charm, isn't it? Now, 2023, which was quite an event, quite a show, faced against Bull James, okay? Former NXT talent, like star, like the guy is legit, okay? That one I was screwed. He had Maven to help him, or I would have beat him. 2024, it's a 4-way. Didn't get pinned. It's right there. So I'm not the one losing. Tonight, Alex is a paper champion. He's an interim champion. Does he have some luck? Sure. He's somehow marginally gotten better. But not against me. Because you stand him and me next to each other, even when he has the title, I'm still a champion more than he ever will be.
Oh, speaking of that, you actually have the opportunity to make history tonight, being one of only 3 men in history, along with Crowbar and Ace Darling, to win the ISPW World Heavyweight Championship 3 times or more. What exactly would that mean to you?
Crowbar helped create who I am today. I have scars and aches and pains in my body that I got from the 5 bouts that I faced him. But Crowbar helped make me who I am today.
I was there for that steel cage match in April of 2023.
Yeah, that was I still feel that today. And those 2 cage matches were some of my best moments I've ever had. And as far as Ace Darling was ISPW.
Speaking of which, Ace Darling right here. How you doing,
Are we
Mr.
live?
Ace? Yeah, we're live right now.
We're live, pal.
Yeah, we're live right here. Live right here. We're talking to one half of the main event of 90s Wrestling Con. Rick Recon right over here. This is 5-time ISPW World Heavyweight Champion, Ace Darling. Anything you would like to say? Yeah.
ISPW is great independent wrestling. My head is glaring huge off the lights in this building. I noticed that. Yeah, put that on there. Hold on. Time out.
Put my shades down. For the glare there. I'd like to not be blinded.
There you go. DJ Storm's production hats. Only $10.
Get your merch. Order them today. No, 90s Con, 80s Con, anything Tommy Fierro touches is great. It's very fan friendly. So if you're a wrestling fan, you want to see the best independent wrestlers like Rick Recon, like Ray Calitri, like the Now. There's a lot of talent here in the ISPW. So make sure you come out and just support wrestling. That's all we ever ask is just support wrestling.
That's what I like to hear. Thank you very much for the time, Mr. Ace Darling. It's good to have a nice little surprise there. But as you were saying,
Ace Darling helped build independent wrestling in New Jersey and honestly the tri-state area. Like the guy is his name is cemented in the history books. So to be able to get in a class like that of him and Crowbar being 3-time or more ISPW champion, that's unprecedented and unmatched.
Listen, you've already done this once. You've done this once already. Please, you've done this once.
Oh, let's do it a second time. Let's do it a second time. Ricky, what's up, Playboy? How you doing? How you living? How's life treating you? Talk to me. Because we're here live at 90s WrestleCon. What's up? Talk to me.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, how you feel?
Yeah, it's good.
How you feel about your match tonight?
Feel great.
Yeah,
Actually, I feel good.
You gonna win? You gonna beat him?
Like I beat you every time?
Yeah, like you beat me. All right, so you know what we're gonna do? This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna tell the whole world right now what we're gonna do, right? You're gonna beat him, then I'm gonna sneak in and I'm gonna cash in, and then I'm gonna beat you, and then everybody's happy. That sounds good? Good to you?
You know, trick plays are usually they usually work when you don't tell the opposing team what you're gonna do.
Yeah, all right. I like that.
Remember that in your 90 days off when you were gone?
Oh, yeah, that's right. You were out for a while. I was about to say.
It was 120 days off, but, you know, that's okay. 90 is okay. You know,
90 days
listen. Poppy works hard to take the time off. I was traveling the world, seeing different sights.
You fell off the grid, though.
No.
I looked for you, too.
You looked for me? Yeah.
I want to see what you were doing. I want to see what's up. I wanted to see, you know, where you me in the back.
Oh, yeah. You know what, Rick? Enjoy the rest of your interview. I'll see you tonight, okay? I'll see you tonight. Good seeing you. Good seeing you, pal. Good seeing you. All right?
Have fun with that.
Good talk.
Always.
See what we can do here. I think I just lost it right there for a minute.
I know, right?
Wi-Fi probably. No. It's not a Wi-Fi problem. It's like a camera problem. It just happened out of nowhere. The Wi-Fi is actually fine. No, it's just blank. So like, hang on. Let me see if I. No, the battery's fine, dude.
Unplug here.
No. That's the charger. It's like 95% charged. That's so stupid.
Sorry,
There we go. We're back.
I meant my bit anyway, but
Oh my god! Like we literally just froze up there for a little bit. My apologies, man.
it's fine. As I said, the stream didn't even want to see Kalitri anyway.
The stream didn't even want to see Kalitri. It's quite ridiculous. But yeah, I do apologize for that interruption again. I do apologize about that. But
As I said my piece mostly, so it was just me shredding him yet again. It's all good.
Well, I actually do want to ask about one thing. There's a big event going down on May 31st, Saturday, and it is going down in Elmwood Park, New Jersey. It's called Off the Rails, and I actually want to talk about a man who you know fairly well. I'm talking about Kenny Bangle. Yeah.
We're going so well. You just had to poke at a real sore spot.
I do apologize again.
I know. You are a Paul Heyman student, aren't you? You like to just poke and get what you can out of it. I respect that. I do mostly, but Kenny Bangle. Oh, he just had. The stars must have aligned. He must have done every form of voodoo on God's green earth that there is to do for that to ever have happened the way it did. Because he was dead to rights. I feel like I need like Tums or something because like the acid in my stomach's just coming up just thinking about it. Like I just can't do it. I think I have more gray hair because of this. How is a guy who can always tag out to somebody, can always run away, beat somebody that never has anyone but himself? I can't. And then he gets a title match too? Really? Okay.
Well, to be quite honest with you, that wasn't necessarily my decision. I actually talked to Billy Fetsky, promoter of TCW and the Audacity. They're actually defending their Titan Championship Wrestling World Tag Team titles against Bulldog Pittman and Kenny Bangle, the Silk City Kings.
Yeah. I'm not even going to go into that. I'm not even going to bring up Titan, so it's just don't. Anyway. I'm not saying they don't deserve any sort of match. I'm not saying that they aren't a great team, but they're a tag team. They're not singles wrestlers. Kenny Bangle is not somebody that should be standing toe-to-toe with me. And honestly, most of it's for his own sake and his own safety. Because if you thought that I was a savage then, I don't have any problem putting people in the emergency room. I like to leave a tally on my belt of how many people I put in the hospital. And I actually had to get a new belt because of it. So you want that on your conscience? It's fine. He signs that waiver. That's fine. But if you get calls from his family begging there to be something done, you better tell him that you can't do anything about it because he just signed his life away.
Well, I have not signed any specific match as of right now. It's mainly just a Texas Tornado tag team match. We're going to see if Kenny is going to be able to make it out of that without any injuries. But I know that you have a lot on your mind, including a tag team, not a tag team, a world championship match tonight against the Revolver Alex Reiman, who we actually saw earlier on this show today. I certainly appreciate the time, Rick, and I do wish you the best of luck in the main event tonight.
I don't need luck because I make my own, but I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, one man known as Rick Recon has been on a mission for a long time to get back the ISPW World Heavyweight Championship since last September. But let's go over Backlash predictions, and then we're going to get on out of here. As I stated, we already got Gunther defeating Pat McAfee. We also got a fatal four-way for the United States Championship. This is Jacob Fatu defending against Drew McIntyre, LA Knight, and Damian Priest. I'd like to hope, and I'd like to believe that considering Jacob Fatu is the United States champion now, they're going to start putting some more effort into the United States Championship. And we have one hell of a fatal four-way tonight. If anything, this is just going to be another victory for Jacob Fatu, and it's going to involve none other than Solo Sikoa becoming more and more envious of how successful his former enforcer, Jacob Fatu, has been. Jacob Fatu easily retains the United States Championship later tonight. We also got Becky Lynch facing Lyra Valkyria for the Women's United States, Women's Intercontinental Championship. Zelina Vega is the Women's United States Champion. At this point, it doesn't even matter. Both those titles are absolutely worthless. Regardless, I do believe that this could be Lyra's best match on the main roster to date. If they do play things out correctly and give them some time, I think St. Louis is going to be very, very receptive to Lyra Valkyria. And I fully expect a great contest, a great wrestling match with those two women. Now, at the end of the day, it's a pretty easy to predict match. Everyone and their mother knows that Becky Lynch is winning. Just makes sense. And in the end, ultimately, this is resulting in none other than Bayley coming back. Bayley is coming back, and Bayley and Becky Lynch are going to be going into a program going forward, and more likely than not, Bayley is going to win the Women's United States Women's Intercontinental Championship. I keep saying Women's United States Championship. It's the same goddamn thing anyway. But Becky, I would be shocked if Becky Lynch doesn't win. I'd be dead shocked if Becky Lynch does not walk out victorious. We got ourselves a match between none other than Dominic Mysterio, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, as they call him, and Penta for the Intercontinental Championship. I'm actually shocked that they decided to do this rematch. If anything, I would have rather taken Logan Paul versus Jey Uso. At least that was a fresh match. At least that was somewhat innovative. But no, they're holding that off until Saturday night's main event. I don't know. I guess they wanted to build it up a little bit more. Either way, I don't care too much. And if anything, I'm hoping that Logan Paul beats Jey Uso. But as far as Dominic Mysterio and Penta, this is not going to result in Penta winning, nor Penta should win. This is ultimately resulting in Finn Balor turning on Dominic Mysterio, and more likely than not, we are going to be getting Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio at SummerSlam. Whichever night, I don't really know, and I don't really care. SummerSlam should not be 2 nights as it is. But in no way, shape, or form is Dominic Mysterio losing the the Intercontinental Championship. And then obviously the match that pretty much everyone is looking to see, predictable as all hell, but a very easy and straightforward match that everyone has wanted to see. We're going to see if John Cena can actually erase the horrible memory of that WrestleMania main event where he had Travis Scott of all people, helping John Cena become the 17-time world champion that he is. But we got John Cena and Randy Orton one last time. And as John Cena said last night on SmackDown, your childhood dies. Your childhood dies. Well, to be quite honest with you, with how everything has been going on, it's probably going to be for the better, because at some point, the WWE is going to have to put forth some effort into building up new stars. And if you are going to have WWE constantly relying on people like John Cena and Randy Orton, then we are going to be in a very, very, very miserable period. Not even lying to you. But I think it's quite obvious how this is playing out. I'm not sure how exactly it's going to happen, but it is going to ultimately result in John Cena retaining the championship. What happens going forward? I don't know. He's probably going to be at Saturday night's main event. And then, if anything, I wouldn't be shocked if they do something with R-Truth. Could very well happen. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is all that I got for you. I hope that you guys have had a great time. Sorry about the technical difficulties a little bit before, but we've had a lot of guests. We've had a lot of sit-downs, and it has been one hell of a day here at 90s Wrestling Con. I'm getting ready for the big ISPW show in just about an hour. I hope that you guys have an awesome, awesome day. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out all those links in the description. Venmo me, Cashapp me. And, of course, do not forget, Off the Rails, Saturday, May 31st. The second show that I am doing here at Elmwood Park, New Jersey. It is going to be one hell of an event. We got the TCW World Tag Team Championships being defended. We got the Loud East Lionheart Championship being defended. The Rescue Mania Heavyweight Championship being defended. And now it has been confirmed the ISPW World Heavyweight Championship will be defended. It will be a title match. You are not going to want to miss it. Get your tickets now. They're only $20. You can Venmo me at DJ Storms, Cash App the DJ Storms, or call 201-835-7482. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen, I am the one and only DJ Storms. This has been the countdown for Off the Rails part number 1. And I've been waiting a while. To ask this question. You already know the answer, even though I haven't asked it in a while, but let me hear you. And I can hear you through the screen. Who runs the IWC? Matter of fact, it's a rhetorical question. I don't even need an answer, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Who? But DJ motherfucking Storms. And don't you ever forget it.
Retribution! Oh yeah, we want retribution! Oh yeah, we want retribution! Oh yeah, we want retribution! Yeah, we ran out of patience! Boil up with the cold hard hatred! I can feel the vibration!